That was a delivery. It was banging on the door. They don't usually do that, but um, getting to the point of dealing with it and acknowledging it and really viscerally feeling that couldn't have happened without having the cerebral emotions and getting to those guttural cries, and some of those were through assistance with psychedelics and THC. So try it from a new perspective, and I did. And so that brought even more layers of experience, where I could get to the depth of not just the horrible feelings. I could get to the feelings of ecstasy and joy too. It's just that we're not going to be able to stay there in the ecstasy and joy without dealing with the other side of it. You don't pick up one end of the stick without the other, and the other end of the stick is pretty fucking heavy, with some shit hanging off of it. It's dripping. So come on, let's go and get rid of it, and move it. And so being able to move those layers off, peel those layers, and get to now, okay, well, this last experience a couple of days ago, that we're here, we can deal with an even bigger, the bigger the reaction, the bigger the purge, the bigger the heal, and the bigger that light just, explodes the Death Star of darkness, and that ripples throughout space and time to hit every single person, not just me, anybody that's healing ever on an energetic level, an emotional level. They are healing humanity and the planet simultaneously. They're not just healing themselves, they're healing everyone, because we're all connected. And so it sounds like such a goody two shoes thing to say and do, and it's altruistic in that I want other people to reach their healing. I want them to reach a space where you're not such a dickhead. Just let dictum go, let it go, please, because it's no fun to live in that victimized state to the point that we feel so hateful and so mean, and we lose all principle. Oh, I can't even imagine. I have not once enjoyed when I let my principles go and sold my soul to do something that I knew was wrong. Now, I didn't take it to the level that other people have in my life and all over the world. I have not. However, it was at a level of, oh, I didn't feel good about me at all. And it doesn't matter what level we do that to. If we do it so much that we no longer have that, though, damn, that person's really just nodding off. No, they're in a deep coma, sleep dark, not even close. And so they're going to be making decisions at epic levels that can ripple into the space-time continuum and cause all kinds of problems. And so that's where that battle of good and evil, the spiritual warfare, those kinds of comments come from, is that we are aware on some energetic level somewhere, whether we're conscious of it or not, that is what's happening, is that clashing of people that are, trying to shut down light everywhere. They're not having as much success. They're just not, because people are waking up, and anybody that wakes up to a new reality of consciousness and understanding, and oh wow, I got to do something about me in order to make this better, and they start their journey. It doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter how many steps, how fast, it doesn't matter. The fact that they woke up at all and realized that, whoosh, sends out ripples of light waves to, send out that pheromone. Hey, I smell somebody waking up, that, oh, I think I want to know about that too. I want to come out of my mole hole, and that smells very delightful. And it won't smell delightful until it smells delightful. And to people that, smell that and it's offensive and horrible, they're still too far, deep into their rancid place. But anybody that, can find a reason that, seems good enough to them to start changing their mind about things, well, I don't determine what that is. All I know is I determine what I do with the healing I do for me, and as it's affecting other people, it may change their mind about what it is that, they want to be doing, and how they want to possibly look at their own behavior and how they're contributing to the betterment of the planet. That's how I get to it. It isn't to, try to change the minds of people out here so much, because people dedicated to their positions, we all are, where we are, and kind of hard not to be dedicated to some sense of identity, because we live within a system. We live within a whole bunch of them. However, minimally living within the system, means that I come visit the Matrix. I don't live in the fucker. It's a very detrimental place to live if we want to try to be, a soulful, mindful, not hollow person that's filled with, the joy that runs the universe, the pulse of life, universal life. If we want to be living and feeding on that, and it's very difficult to identify too heavily with the matrix, because that's not where that lives, as its source of main energy. Yet it's coming. The earth has already got the crystalline grid. It's got, spider webs of, those networks built and building heavily, and we're, starting to articulate that circulation more throughout the planet. However, it takes more people to do that. It takes more organic bodies that are receiving those infusions and actually using those infusions in a different way, instead of just allowing it to decay and become part of the entropy process that they're going through anyway. That you can take that eclipse energy or that moon energy and twist it wrong and try to, really manipulate it to hurt others and say and do dark things. However, it's going to slow it down a bit, um, in theory. However, ultimately, Earth is moving into new frequencies with or without you, and it's just that the more that I can do on an energetic level, that's what I found, is that using these products, using these plant medicines, and using these assistive aids, we're going to be finding that we open up far more doors of what's really available in the new age to bring about that healing in a very streamlined way that's high vibrational and that people don't understand, and they don't need to understand. I didn't need to understand even. I'm there receiving this information, and was told pretty clearly that you don't need to understand everything. That's a human thing. But why? If you need to know why, you'll know why. And if you don't know why, then assume that you don't need to know why. And if you have a question, ask. However, assume that if you're going to rely on us, Kate, then rely on us. That we've not left you yet. We've not left you hanging to, just die or something. Then trust us that if you don't know, you don't need to know. It's about not asking why and getting butthurt if you don't get the answer, or you're told it's really none you right now. It's none your business. It's either something that's irrelevant, or it's something that is not going to be easily explained without knowing 200 more pieces to this puzzle. So just leave that as, put that a little pin in that, and we'll come back to it if it's necessary. Have we always done that? Yes, we have. The answer is yes. That is, for as long as I've been relying on that system, it has worked for me. And so the other night with that mushroom candy bar, really was about breaking down even more of those systems and saying, sit with this, and you don't need to know where it's coming from, what it's doing, how long is this going to last, none of that. That's just chatterings of a mind, that's shattering. The mind system is shattering. It's going through an update, the operating system update. It's going through that. And so all those little, fractals of, but wait, those little mind bits are just clearing. They're being gathered up like, the magnet picking up shards of metal. That it's just, let's suck all that up and discharge that, discharge that, discharge that. If you were to latch onto any one of those things, then you're going to cause a clog in what's opening up. As we're already declogging. Just let all those little fractals of, weird thoughts and sensations and then when we get to that big giant old we got to the major clog. See why we didn't want to get stuck back there with one of those little tiny cloglets? No, we got to get up here. So get to that place, and then breaking it apart with allowing it to happen to its fullness. Much as I fucking hated it, I did, and I have no doubt that, combo is likely to, well, it is, it's a purgative, so of course it's going to bring up purging, and God knows, what will be happening in that space, you know, uh, mentally, I have no idea. But the ayahuasca tomorrow night, that's coming 12 hours later, um, will likely bring up some dark stuff. However, we've cleared some dark stuff, and I don't get any promise. Here's where it's really fun, is that no matter how much my team loves me, and I love my team, I don't get any forewarning of, like tomorrow night, I haven't been given anything. I had no idea that the mushroom was going to be the way that it was. I was assuming, hey, this is going to be, not the ayahuasca, this is going to be something fun. And it wasn't what I would catalog as fun. Fun in that I made it through, got to the other side, and got a lot of awareness, with that, and was able to shed a whole bunch of light on some of my own dumb shit, all of my own dumb shit that I saw, and also provide warmth, comfort, soothing light to the rest of humanity, and those pipelines to very specific generational stuff that's associated with me. Not because I'm some hero or something, because that's the work. That's like saying that, you know, firefighters are heroes. I used to love to hear that all the time, or police officers are heroes, or doctors are heroes. They do life saving work, and that is very heroic in that the courage it takes. However, it's their job, like idolizing pop stars and stuff. Why? That's their job to be singers. Why would you idolize anyone for doing their job? Appreciating them, yes. I can understand that, and it is heroic work to be lifesavers, or really doing God's work at a high level. It is heroic in that it takes a lot of courage to move through the dark shit to get there, to do that when it's in light work. I don't know if people have to go through a dark night of the soul to become a surgeon or something. I'd imagine they'd have to work through some sense of fear and, oh my God, whatever, to hold someone's life in their hands. At whatever level that we're challenging the fear and moving through it, then we're a hero as far as I'm concerned, no matter what kind of fucking job we do. Somebody that's 11, somebody that's a trash collector might not seem like a very heroic job. However, if they had to move through all kinds of fear to be able to drive the truck or get out in public, they used to be, horribly agoraphobic. I mean, whatever we have to do to move through the fear and the challenges of our life, and successfully navigate that shit, that makes a person a hero. So we'll see what tomorrow night brings. We'll see what combo brings in the morning. Froggy Poo, we'll see what frog. Interesting. Yeah, someone in my life used to be associated with a frog. Kind of had that nickname, if I remember correctly, of Frog. Yeah, that never turned into a prince, but or went from prince to a frog after the mask came off. But frog medicine, and oh yeah, that's funny. You guys got a lot of frog medicine off of that. Got a lot of medicine out of that relationship. And though it was painful, I was there. I chose to be there, and though I was unaware of a bunch of stuff, I still chose to be there. And I chose to come as a light bearer, or a truth speaker, an earth walker that, bears the light. Whatever, if I'm designating myself that, then I can't stand very long. I need to stand long enough to identify that, oh, that's the hurt, that's the pain, and oh yeah, that's right, I am a light worker, and how could I possibly be doing this work from the outside only? I have to be within the system in order to break that shit apart. At least me, anyway. That's my understanding, is that you had to be within it. You could have picked anybody in the world. You could have picked any situation in the world. That's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. But you're going to need to work through the darkness wherever you took yourself, wherever you were placed in your contract before you got here that you swore you were going to do. Whatever, however I wrap that story up and identify it, doesn't matter. The point is that if you come here to be a light worker, Kate, then you can't break down a system and expect to build a new system without breaking the old system down. Well, you can't do that from just outside. People that detonate buildings don't detonate them from the outside. Ideally, sometimes they fly a jet into it, a building really tall, and take it down. Or, when you do a controlled demolition, you place dynamite and whatever they use, you place detonating devices in the structure in very strategic places, and you Death Star that shit. So how are you going to do that without going and placing, or having those things placed, and oh, we're over here where we're, doing this one, and this whole building is going to be coming down as a result of that. So that whole system, that broke-ass system of the marriage, the family, the job, the whatever, all the way up into generational stuff that tracks back into themes and contracts for millennia. So it all has to go, and it goes in big chunks, it goes in small chunks, but it all has to go. So we'll see, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that because the wiener in me is, I hope it's not going to be really horrible. I hope I have some of those really just great mother love things, that Mother Aya is, just enveloping me, and some righteous energy. I'd love to say that I wouldn't have to visit any of the darkness at all to get there. However, it's ridiculous for me to wish, hope, pray, wishing and hoping and praying. Yeah, I just have to wait until I get there to see how that is. And I already know that combo is, rough. It's meant to be a purgative, so I already know that, so I can go in not assuming that it's going to be the worst experience of my life. However, I'd be an idiot, really, to try to positive affirm my way into saying, oh, it's going to be perfect, it will be perfect, it's going to be perfectly whatever the fuck it is. It's already stated as, this is a purging experience. And if you ever find that a purging experience is, euphoric, then cool. However, most people really just don't. What I can do is set myself up and align myself with a more realistic understanding of the experience, is that this is a purging experience. It has a means to an end. It is a means to an end to help purge out what is necessary before going into the ayahuasca, and that during that experience, being able to prep with beforehand that it is a perfect experience, I'm perfectly aligned, I can be making those positive affirmations and those statements to myself, so that when I'm in the midst of it, I have a better remembrance of why I'm there, what I'm doing, and what the purpose of me puking my guts out or shitting my pants or whatever it is, that that's what that experience is for. It's prepping me for greater cause. I'm not just puking for no good reason. There is a means to an end. It's sort of like labor, that we're birthing a baby here. It's just that I'm going to be puking to birth the baby. The next baby is not an actual human baby. The next baby is just birth of new ideas, new consciousness, new awareness, new frequencies, new age, new earth, new me, new identity, new frequency. So, we're birthing millions of new little systems everywhere, and dropping seeds, of that awareness everywhere. So the more I wake up and I purge out that old system, I am sending out energetic signals and pheromones everywhere that, yeah, that's toxic, that old system, whatever it looks like at your house, it still smells the same. So, people pick up on that no matter who's doing it, and no matter where they're doing it. Everywhere that a person is working in the light and lurking and working to purge and release the old systems, the old paradigms, the old toxicity, the old ways, the old frequencies, it's benefiting those around them and the world at large, both humankind and the natural world and Gaia. So it can't be a bad thing. Anyway, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I'll remember to do a video after the combo, and see how that went. But for right now, that's what I'm dealing with, is going forward. I'm looking forward to, both experiences, because I know that they have a lot of deep teaching in them, regardless of, how I feel in the midst of them. I know on the other side of it that this was the absolute right thing for me to do, the best thing for me to do. It's what I've been asking for over a year or two now, at least, that please, help me get through these blocks, help me to move, through these rancid feelings that I have, and these pop-up emotions that, I get a sideswipe of, what is that? And then if I've asked for it, you asked for this, Kate. You asked for this, and you asked for it before you got here, right? You were part of the train up on why you're here, right? Before you got here, you already know that. And so if you've asked for it, then how about you take it the way that we're giving it to you? That this is the best way that it will be given to you, is to do it this way, each step of the way. No matter how uncomfortable it is, I'm never alone. And no matter how sad or abandoned and, all of that I may feel, and that I have felt and do feel sometimes, then it's okay, because we're still here. It's in that, I met somebody today, that the liminal space, the liminal space, like that void, swimming in the fuck, where am I? Void, that God doesn't know where I am, my team, spirit, Jesus, whatever, other people would call that, I'm just stupid, I'm not connected to anything like I thought I was, it was all made up, it was horseshit. That is simply not true. It's just easy to buy into that when we're in that liminal space, that, void. It's very easy to get lost in it. And so that's how, prepping today, with reminding myself that tomorrow, when you feel like you're in that liminal space, you're actually going to have someone there who can keep talking to you and reminding you. The practitioner will be there, as will, all of the practitioners for the weekend with Aya. Then, the liminal space will become easier to navigate because you've set it up more intentionally and more mindfully. But it won't change the fact that purging is purging. It's just going to change how you can cope with it and how long you'll feel victimized for it with it before you're able to move with okay, this is for a purpose, and really lean into it. So yeah, we'll see how everything goes. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.